Good evening, good evening, good evening. We are Follow Everton. I am Jan. We have Mabsy, and we have
Hello.
the esteemed, wonderful Robbie.
Hi.
How are you guys?
As I said, distinctly average, mate. Little more positive about the season now. Obviously, at Fulham, we lost, but I think we've got a few more signings, I think, with a few more players, and getting there.
Well, yes. At least we're not. At least we're not bottom or in the relegation zone. But yeah, thank you.
Give it a few months.
Thank you very much for joining us. Good evening to all of you watching live. Hi, Kevin. Hi, Emma. Hi, Mr. Blue Skies. Thank you very much. Thank you to everyone joining us. Got to say, Ryan will hang, draw, and quarter me if I don't do the usual spiel of like, subscribe, hit the notifications. Leave a note out for the milkman, all that kind of stuff. Thank you very much for joining us on Follow Everton as we go on our third tumultuous year of, yes.
Turbulent.
Ahead of our readjusted for TV highlight wonder match of 2:00 on Sunday. We're going to Villa Park, where I don't know.
Woohoo!
You are?
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Villa Park, Robbie?
Many times, Jan. Many times over the years.
See, I went last year and it was wonderfully sunny, and we walked away with nothing. The only thing I left Villa Park with was a sunburn.
It's a really good away pub, to be fair. So that's good.
Look, we are a channel for all ages, Mr. Mab.
Yes, absolutely. There's a channel for all ages, and kids can come into this away pub. So actually, it is for all ages.
Right.
Obviously, having soft drinks and nothing else.
Absolutely. So, team news. Well, are you excited to see potential new faces?
Well, let's hope he actually does. Let's hope. I mean, I want to see Denjama start over Malpai. Obviously, what's been said is absolutely vile. And, apparently as a Fulham fan, but also there's been other social media abuse, so never condoning that. However,
what, you mean against Mope?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
However, never condone that. But I don't want him to start. I want to see Denjama starting ahead of him. And maybe potentially DCL on the bench.
Don't you want to see DCL start?
Oh, well, let's be honest, he's not match fit, is he?
We don't know that, do we?
Well, lasted half an hour in a closed game. Or 45 minutes, wasn't it?
Well, I mean, you've always been... Forgive me, I won't overshare anything, but you've had your times being close to the action, haven't you, Robbie?
Over the years, very, very close. Yeah, side by side with the players, behind the scenes.
So what do you take from Calvert-Lewin? What did you take from him last year, and what have you seen when he's been in the friendlies? I don't know if you watched any of them or whether you went, but is there any insight you could cast onto it?
See, the finely tuned athletes, aren't they? The finely tuned athletes.
They're meant to be, Robbie. They're meant to be so-called footballers.
He's a fit lad, Mabsy. He's a truly, truly fit lad. There's potentially other things going on behind the scenes as well, but that's not up for discussion tonight. He wants to play. The lad wants to play, and we've got a real hardcore of fans, haven't we? That boy, oh boy, if you don't perform, God, they'll hang it out to try.
Yeah.
I think that's unfair. I think that's an unfair statement. I think we do give players time. But obviously, if they're not good enough, then of course you're going to get on his backs, and yeah.
But by getting on his back, they feel the pressure a little bit more. They're not like the old school. They're not like your Peter Reeds and.
You see even in videos of them, you just see they're in a different zone.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah, but these, obviously, they're all being sugar-coated and stuff like that and being told that they're the best. And when they don't perform, Robbie, no, I agree. However, do we want a bunch of millennials? But they're meant to be professional sports people getting paid. And I've got no bones about them getting paid a high amount of wages per week. That's fine. That's not their fault. They've got a talent. But you know what? they need to show something for that talent. Surely.
Yeah, absolutely, totally agree. But when it's not been working for him, as it hasn't the last 2 seasons, I mean, he was coasting, wasn't he, when he was Harry Kane's number 2, and everyone was thinking, "Oh, this is just amazing," and we're putting a price on his head, and he was. I won't say he was scoring for fun, but he was looking good. And then obviously, the only game that I can think of where he's in the last 2 seasons where he's literally shone like a beacon is against Brighton. And we went down to Brighton and we expected nothing because all our heads were buried in the sand because we thought this is going to happen. I was listening to all your blogs, watching them religiously, and I was as depressed as anyone. And then we went to Brighton, didn't we? And just literally, I mean, what happened? What happened on that Sunday afternoon? We're playing Sunday again against Villa. Do you know what we owe a few teams? We owe them because they've been taking the PISS out of us for the past few seasons. We've not beat Villa since 2016.
Yeah, I mean, obviously that's because of Villa I know it's not an excuse, but obviously Villa are out of the league for 2 seasons, was it?
Yeah, at 16 he went down. He came back in 19.
Yeah,
we've not beat them since 19.
No, it's depressing, and I'll be brutally honest with you. When you look at Villa and the way they went down, I know we're just digressing a bit, but when they went down, I thought
on follow Everton.
Oh no, I'll get my Sherry on in a bit. I tell you, what does she watch? And probably get Bill at some point. But yeah, when Villa went down, I kind of thought, shit, if Villa can go down, we can go down because we're a similar stature to what Villa are. I think we've got very similar history. Obviously, they've won a European Cup, but we won't go there. But they're very similar history, very similar fan base, and that shows that their fan base is proper classy. Have you seen that? What they've done over that poor lad at Bramley Moor? I
think now might be a good time to say that, like everyone on the channel, when we heard, and I'm sure every person in Liverpool was shocked and saddened.
Totally.
Yeah, and there's been a wonderful fundraiser there. I mean, if people are in a position to donate, and to help in any way they can, but I will just sort of stress that I don't think any amount of money will replace.
No, totally not. But it will help, and the work that the Villa fans have been doing and the support that they've shown us, even though we're playing them on Sunday, it's all over X, because I can't call it Twitter anymore because it's not called Twitter. Amy likes it to still called Twitter, but we don't go there on that one. We have a bit of a chat in our Follow Everton WhatsApp group about it. Amy does not call it X. Just that.
I refuse to call it X. It's weird.
I'm getting used to it. But anyway, we digress. But as I say, I think I didn't know the guy. I mean, I'd probably see him on the ways, but I wouldn't recognise him. But when I heard that tragic news, I mean, yeah, I felt like it's one of ours. If anyone had passed, but you know what? Even the Liverpool fans have been very respectful, and it's just a very sad week for Everton. And yeah. I think Everton are doing the right thing by putting a memorial. I think or something to pay the respects outside of Bramley Moor. So I believe that's going to happen. Yeah. So sorry to bring it down. I do apologise.
No, I know. It does feel a little bit. Sorry, Robbie and Mabsy and everyone watching. It does feel rather strange to go. Well, we clearly have to mention it. But then I don't know how to move on from that, because it just sort of puts everything into perspective. I mean, it feels very disingenuous and sort of to just go right back to the football. Yeah. Maybe I should have left it till the end. Sorry.
So that's me, because I brought it up, but I would say I think anyone at the channel would like to pass on the family, friends, condolences to the family, friends, and work colleagues and fellow Evertonians who are hurting at the moment.
Yeah. And to make, anyway. Well, on that note, let's go to something even more depressing. Everton's continued team news. Yeah. Well, okay. So you want to see Danjuma start, and DCL may or may not be fit. What about you, Robbie?
I'd like to see them both on the pitch on Sunday. Perfectly honest.
It would be good.
Yeah.
What
Do
about
you
Jack
not use
Harrison?
DC? He's injured until October, isn't he? Obviously, Everton do things by signing injured players, but no. To be fair, I do think that's a masterclass signing of him. Being honest with you, obviously but there was no loan fee, and I think we pay 100% of his wages. But I don't think there's any option to buy, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, he might really like the atmosphere. He might do a non-show and decide to go that he's, oh God, I really love it here. The fans are all miserable. Yeah, just, I don't know. Okay, so Harrison's not going to play. Do you think that, presumably we bought Chamiti as a one for the future. And it's all well and good looking at these highlight reels. I have not seen the guy play in a match context. I've not seen anything besides clips on YouTube. I don't know about you two.
No, the same.
Same.
Yeah, but he was rising through the pecking order, and he's been a sort of consistent, or he's demonstrated consistent growth and progression. So, do you think he might be maybe? We've bought Danjuma on loan. Could it be that we're testing the water to see whether he could be a replacement for Calvert-Lewin? Because but then again, he's a bit young. He's 19, 20. Do you think we're likely to see him in the next few games at all, or do you think he'll just feature as a substitute at some point?
How old is he? He's 19, isn't he? How old was Rooney all I'm going to say is, how old was Rooney when he made his debut?
Well, 16.
Exactly, 16, wasn't he?
So, and we've just paid how much for him? 15 plus some add-ons. So I'm thinking, we've not got apart from Rooney and maybe James Vaughan, and I'm thinking
Anichebe.
But if you think how long over the last X amount of years, we haven't really blooded our youths, have we? Or maybe they haven't been good enough. So, we bought this lad. He was coming and he wasn't coming, and he's coming, according to the papers. Now he's here. Personally, I think everyone wants to see him in maybe a couple of weeks. All right, let's get him at Finch Farm and let's have a chat to him and talk about the systems and whatever. But we don't want to wait till 2024 to see him, do we?
Yeah, I think the comment on the Blues is Bruni was ready, Chamberty isn't. Well, he's 19. He's hardly a 17-year-old. We're talking about a 17-year-old or not potentially even an 18-year-old. He's been playing this game probably since he was like 6, surely in the academies and stuff like that. So when is he going to be ready?
Yeah, and Peter said Chamiti might turn out to be a decent player, but he's only 19, not Premier League proven. Well, that's true. And I think, not Premier League proven. If we're fighting relegation, we can't rely on a player like that. We need a striker for the here and now. Yeah. However, you don't know until you try. And what I will say, I'm trying to play devil's advocate here, and maybe balance you two if you're going to be in disagreement and get arguing. Come on, it's good for the viewers.
No, well, I remember, Brian. No, sorry, I do apologise. We can't have an opinion, and we can't be negative. Sorry.
Just on that point, some of the starlets that have come through the Brighton system over the past 3 years, never even heard of them. Don't even know where they came from. And then they're going for 50, 60, 70, 100 million. So they were only young.
So totally. I don't see the excuse. I'm sick and tired. I'm agreeing with you there. I don't see the excuse of, they're only 19, they're only 18. Well, they're professional footballers, and it's not reflected in the pay, is it? And again, got no arguments about these high wages. All I'm saying is, you should be earning them. No, there shouldn't be an excuse. If you're not ready, then why are you on these high wages? Right,
and also, I'm going to be maybe a bit bleak here, but what is the worst that could happen?
This is true. Lose a game. Well, yeah, we're used to that.
Yeah.
Maybe. Here's one for you. I'm going to throw it in the mix. Doncaster.
Oh, the cup game.
Yeah.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
shout. I'm going to that as well. I've got my ticket today. Yay.
Yeah.
God, have you got some sort of masochism fetish?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, okay. Fair enough. I mean, not as if, no disrespect, this is purely for the purposes of a joke, but as if it's not bad enough that you're going to Doncaster, but you're going to Doncaster to watch Everton.
Yeah. No disrespect to Doncaster. Who was from Doncaster? Oh, what's his name? I can't
It's all right.
believe
You've
it.
got all night, Mabsy.
Snods, yeah,
Snoddy.
massive. Snodsy.
Yeah.
It's like on my first day at university, I remember speaking to this guy. He goes, "Oh, I'm Slanty's son's best mate." I was like, "Wow, that's so cool."
Yeah. So, well, so okay. I don't think we're likely to see too many changes because my take on it is, we've dissected it. I jumped on the post-match. I found the Fulham game frustrating because it was even more frustrating than last season Everton, where we didn't do much and you could see us capitulate and concede 1 or 2 goals and then, oh, that's it, we've pissed points away. It was frustrating because we very much looked on top. We were dominating. We had a perfectly valid goal disallowed. We had some... Yeah, anyway, I won't sound like a broken record again. But I would say that I've got a lot more confidence going into this game based on our performance last week than I did last season, even when we'd got, even when the previous game was a win. Don't know about
just I'll say one of the listeners, Matt Byrne, he just exited me. I feel it's like the word now. Exited, not tweeted. How have you got those tickets? Paying someone off? No, it is only on credits, and I get all my tickets through my credits. And I even miss out on games because I cannot get tickets because of credits.
I've also heard that Mabsy isn't gay, but 50 quid is 50 quid. Nice.
Well, yeah, exactly, yeah.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. How do you feel about it? What did you take from the the stats, the performance? Are you filled with confidence going into this Wolves game? Robbie, sorry.
Well, Aston Villa.
Villa. Oh God,
wow,
I'm getting ahead of myself. Yeah,
we're playing games.
Yeah.
We're talking about games we've not even played it.
I was expecting a little bit more against Fulham, to be honest with you. The chances were there. It was just, it could have been the same score as Newcastle and Aston Villa. It could have been 5-1 quite easily. So with a little bit more luck, that optimism. I'm trying to be positive. It's the start of the season because the last 2 seasons. I mean, I had a full head of hair 2 years ago. And look at it does to you. Yeah, and I'm only 36, and it's that's what Everton does to you. So I just the stats. I mean, Fulham had 60%, and we were at home. I kind of don't like that, in all fairness. But we only had like 60-40. I'm thinking, hang on a minute, we're at home, and we should dictate. That's what I'm thinking. Not give them the ball. We've done that for quite a few seasons, and it hasn't worked. So, what was the stat when we played Brighton? We leathered them. So I want to see us going out like Usain Bolt and going, have a bit of this, have a bit of that. Not, here's the ball and we'll just get 11 men behind and play on the break. I want to see a little bit more dynamics. And I think the rest of the fans do as well. So you go out, and you've just watched the show and you're coming home going, wow. When was it? Maybe, Jan, when was the last time you came home and went, wow, apart from the Brighton game?
Honestly, you're right. I probably can't remember, but at the point, I'll be brutally honest with you, Robbie, is I wouldn't mind this season watching the most boringest, awful Sam Allardyce football. Right? I wouldn't honestly for some all I'd ask for is stability and finishing mid-table. And then me, I'm boring. What I want. And we stabilise the club this season. That's what I want to say. And then we push forward because I'll be honest with you, I think it's. I think it's. I don't know what I'm saying. I think I'm on a tangent here, but I don't know. You know what I mean? I think that Fulham game. We were unlucky. There was nothing wrong with that goal. How come that Wolves get an apology and we don't? And what's good is an apology anyway? Because at the end of the day, you won't give us the 3 points or the points.
Yeah.
Right. So the PMO think they can just apologise for these obvious mistakes and that's it. It's done. Actually, that could cost teams their status, could cost them millions, and they're sorry. It's okay. Well, right, no, so, it's not okay.
Yeah, I mean, what you just said there, Robbie. Like, I'm just trying to throw in counter views, and it's nice to sort of poke the bear.
Yeah.
The Blues have said possession's irrelevant. Do you want to go back to Lampard football passing across the back? I mean, and people are saying possession's irrelevant. And while I do understand that, you'd think most of the time, for most matches, most teams, most tactics, it goes hand in hand. Possession, shots, goals. It's a simple domino, isn't it? Of
yeah, but
if you've got the ball, the other team can't score.
But we limited Fulham was 2 shots on target, wasn't it? So something crazy like that. So actually, possession football doesn't equate sometimes to actual shots.
Not if you're bad.
Well, Fulham are bad then, aren't they?
Or, as Robbie was pointing out, or if you lack sort of incision and direction and purpose and drive, which, I think we have. And I think that's sort of, we've almost reduced it to just get DCL on, because then we have a target, we have someone to play through, and he's got the drive to take the ball towards goal. But having said that, Dan Juma did look a lot more threatening, direct, I think. Is it fair to say? For the time he was up, for the 18 minutes or so that he was on the pitch?
Yeah. Hardly worth it, was it? But yeah. I just think I think Dyche needs to learn to actually sub better as well, and sub earlier. I think he's not very much a sub sort of person, substitute person, but he needs to learn to become one, Everton, because the squad we'll need our subs this season.
I think the change in the rules as well has been transformative for managers, and the tactics that you have to employ, and obviously the depth that's required in squads when you play against. I mean, for the most part, Jose Mourinho was a tactical substituting genius a lot, and certain managers do strategically utilize those substitutes. But when you're allowed to make so many these days, it seems like you get multiple bites of the cherry, and obviously it's difficult for us with no strength in depth or no strength in shallowness either.
Yeah, and I hate to digress. Amy is watching, but apparently to suicide to say to Robbie is cute. So just letting you know, Robbie, Amy said that. Amy, if you want to join the stream, feel free. Come on.
Yes,
we know you're watching now. You've given away the game,
right? So on that note, you did mention before about it could have been 5-1. It could have been the Newcastle score. So I suppose it's fair to say Villa. Oh, Mabsy's gone. Well, how do you think Villa will be? Do you think they'll be reeling after that absolute tonking up at St James's?
Yeah, absolutely. He can certainly dish it out, Mr. Emery, can't he? So. The pressure's on them on Sunday because they're the home team. Is the pressure on us because we're the away team? Our away form's it's been kind of abysmal the last few seasons, hasn't it? But I just go back to we've got a bit of history. We've got a bit of history with Villa, haven't we? I think it's probably the most played fixture since time began on football level, and they're ahead of us. In all fairness, we both got 0 points, and it's going to be, the pressures. We can't afford to come away from Villa and have no points. No. Absolutely no chance.
Robbie, look at that.
The whole. Pardon?
Just look at the screen now. Amy's saying hi.
Hi, Amy. Yeah, I loved you when you were on the streams as well. You were like a breath of fresh air. Lovely to see you back soon.
I think she'll be back soon, very much so. So Amy, I think she's ill today, to be honest with you, to be fair to her. So hopefully get well soon, Amy.
Yeah.
Sorry, Robbie. I do
Yeah, no, it's
digress.
okay. I mean, the pressure's on both of us. I've just got that feeling in me bones, yeah, that we're going to go away to Villa and we're going to do a Brighton. That's. I'm calling it. We're going to go there and
Happy
just go,
days.
and everyone's going to go, "Wow, where did that come from?" Because we can't be dire season after season after season. It's law of averages. We just cannot be dire, and I'm not accepting it. So it's like I'm not having it.
Jan, can I just say something? Isn't it refreshing to have some positivity?
Shut up, Matthew.
we have another positive member. Happy days.
Right. You say, I mean, sorry, I laugh because I'm being cynical, right? Yeah, surely we can't be dire for a third successive season. Absolutely not.
Boys, I just want you to know I do have another side, by the way, and you don't really want to see that.
No, we do. We do, Robbie.
Yeah.
Honestly, this is.
Well,
you know what? Right, I'm just going to digress the point here that this channel is about opinions. Right?
yeah,
Not
you
agreeing
see.
with each other. We're not hello buddies that agree with each other all the time. And
Yeah.
it's actually refreshing to have an opinion and actually not afraid to show it. At the end of the day, we're not here for, let's just scratch each other's back and, be positive all the time when you can't be positive all the time. You can't be negative all the time. And everyone's opinions appreciated, and people need to realise that.
Well, we're going to bounce off one another, aren't we?
That's it, and it's about bouncing off people. And I think there was a few people who disagreed with that, and for whatever reason. But as I say, don't be afraid to tell it how it is, and I'm not afraid to tell it is. Jan's not afraid to tell it how it is. What?
Trust me, you'll get it. If it's needed, it'll happen.
Exactly, totally. And that's what I get. You can't be positive all the time. You can't be negative all the time. That's all I'm saying.
Well, I'm going to be trying. I'm going to try and be positive, and there's a backbone of Villa players that seem to be missing. In Buendia and Mings, they got injured, didn't they?
That's right. Yeah. Ings is out, and that Buendia fella, he really turned it on against Everton, didn't he? I thought he was quite really tasty.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know whether it will bring back any memories, but I saw Onana play at Villa Park, and he came on as a sub, didn't he? Did he? Last season?
The home fixture or the away fixture?
The away at Villa Park, was it? Or maybe I'm getting confused.
Yeah, just can't recall that.
I don't know, but he came up, but he looked, I don't know whether, I mean, Villa don't play, Villa play the kind of football, or I mean, that's difficult to say if something's changed over the summer, but they play the kind of football where if we play football, they'll allow us to play football. They won't play it. I mean, like Mitrovic going down. Oh, you know what? I could go off on a tangent. So it'd be interesting to see with their change in style. Are they going to revert to a more, with some key players missing? Are they going to revert to the same sort of style of football but have less quality?
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong going off on the tangent in this channel. Let's be honest. And Robbie, you'll get used to it. Honestly.
Oh, I'm used to it. I've been watching you since day one, so I'm
fair enough then. Yeah.
Yeah. I might be the new boy, but I've waited in the wings. I've waited and I've waited and I've waited, and now it's like strike.
Absolutely. Well, at least you know what we're like. Then that's good.
Yeah.
You're not going to be coming to a baptism of fire. That's always good.
No, just whatever goes is goes. I'm just getting back on the positive side before. I do totally agree with you, but the negativity of the last two seasons, I've seen genuinely what it does to people. And I would rather be, if we can, to try and see the positives. Like, we got beat against Fulham, but there were so many positives out of that game that we can take that into this game against Aston Villa. And
absolutely. And again, I think it's the old cliche, isn't it, Robbie, that we will play a lot worse this season and we'll actually come with a win against Fulham. We didn't play. I don't think we played too bad, to be honest with you.
I mean, we had a reset. We had the summer. Dyche has actually had summer because he joined us, mid-season. He's had a summer. He's had a reset. They've had training without the pressure of and the outside influence of confidence and the impact on winning and losing games. You've just had to create. He's had to create a stable. He's been able to assess the players, do all that he needs to do. You'd hope, or at the very basics, he's had that first window or breathing period, and I think it's good to see, that he's trying to start bringing in a style of football, whereas last year was just crisis and disaster management, and you know what I mean. It was in crisis mode, and we were literally up against it. And he comes in with a clean slate and a level playing field. And what I would say is, yeah, we might be missing a striker. We might have a muddled team. We might have played 5 central midfielders all across midfield, But I tell you what, I was impressed with quite a few players. Like, okay, and I will hold my hands up and say this, and it's not in defence of him being, but Mopé, besides, okay, so he missed those chances. Shut up, Mabsy, right? I think he actually had, I'm not saying a good game by your standards of what you want for him. Are
we actually having this discussion?
No, because I'm moving on from him. That's why I said it first, right?
We're actually having this discussion. Have you just said
a lot better than we've seen him previously?
Still not Premier League material.
No, but I'm talking about that as a litmus test, as a yardstick for what Dyche is doing behind the scenes. Oh, just right. Okay, fine. I'll move on. Do one, swivel, whatever you want to call it, right?
Our own Johnny Roscoe thinks it's going to be 1-0.
Well, why isn't he on the stream?
He's going football in the bit, so he couldn't.
Right. Iwobi. Just Project 17 for me. 17 out of 10. Just incredible.
Do we keep him?
What?
Do we keep him at the end of the season?
Iwobi?
Yeah.
As opposed to what? Just letting him go?
Well, his contract's still up, isn't it?
Yeah, so offer him a new one.
Well, we have, and he hasn't signed.
Probably because he wants to see how things stand in a few months' time. Robbie, would you keep Iwobi?
I'd certainly give him a new contract and tell him, here's the pen. I mean, I'll give him the pen because otherwise he's going to walk away for nothing again, and we've had too much of that. Poor business. So, yeah, just do us a favour, mate. Sign your contract and we get a couple of quid for you if we're going to sell you. He's become a much better player. It took him probably 3.5 seasons to settle in. 3 seasons to settle in. But tremendous athlete. Absolutely tremendous. He's a professional player, but if I say he's not the finished article, I know he should be. But there's a few aspects of his game that I'm sure he's working on the training pitch. But he kind of does excite me when he's on form, and his engine is phenomenal. So yeah, I've got to get him signed up. I just cry if he walked away for nothing again.
Yeah, it's like a Dan Gosling or it's all the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, I hesitate or I'm tempted to mention Tom Davies, but maybe
Sheffield
not.
United. At least he's got. To be fair, I'm happy for the lad. He's got a club at last, so fair play to him, and best of luck at Sheffield.
Got no
malice against them. I have no malice against them. I don't know. I mean, as I say, he's been a few games, but the consistency. So what? Honestly, best of luck and keep off your skateboard when you're a professional footballer. Potentially, I don't understand how that's even allowed. As a professional footballer, and this sums up everything, doesn't it?
Yeah, but they allow professional footballers to buy Lamborghinis
it doesn't matter.
Yeah, that's
ridiculous, right? Okay, that's ridiculous, right? Because you're far more safer in the car. I mean, you fall off a skateboard, you're going to
fall
break
off a
your
skateboard.
ankle.
You're not going to die in a fiery prison.
Yeah, but you're a professional footballer, and then you'll end up breaking your ankle, and then Everton will pay your wages like we always do, and self-inflicted injury. I mean, there's completely difference. Remember that goalkeeper? Who was it? Fell off the ladders, didn't he? Or he was trying to get the suitcase out. I think it was on Friday the 13th. Who was it? Was it right? What's his
No,
name?
but De Gea did something as well.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
It was right, wasn't it?
It was Richard Wright, yeah. Richard
Yeah.
Wright it was, wasn't it? Yeah. I mean, to be fair, guys, I know you wanted an Aston Villa preview, but I don't think we are trying our best.
We are very trying.
I think that's a fair, boys. I think that's a good comment there with by Eugene regarding Ashley Young. He's going to give us the rundown, the lowdown, whatever you want to call it, on Villa, isn't he?
Yeah. So that's what I was going to say. Like, I did actually have a point in saying that Iwobi down the left, linking up with Ashley Young, which we actually saw in the friendly quite a lot against Sporting. So yeah, it might be nice to see some, if we're allowed to play football against Villa, which I think they tend to do. Not that they sit back. I'm just saying that they don't play, house tactics. That it'd be nice to see. I mean, I think it'd be very exciting in the future to see like Danjuma, DCL, Iwobi, Jack Harrison, Onana, Decore if he's on form. Bloody hell. I mean, like, you add a few elements to the Everton team and it starts to come together the things that we were missing.
Have you seen that comment there? Mings is out. That's a bonus if he is.
All season, Mabsy. All season. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, fair enough. Happy day. Oh, not happy days to the player, obviously, but so happy days to Everton.
Yeah, but so Tyrone Mings, Emi Buendia. Who was the other one?
Danny Ings, Den Donker.
Oh God, they've got a lot out, have they?
Yeah, I've got about 9 out.
Should have done. I do have to point out I was at an appointment and I only got in at 7:10, so I do apologise that I'm not as clued up as I normally am on a channel. Aston Villa injuries, seriously.
Yeah, right. 9 out. Fiore, Moreno.
Kev, we love you too. Thank you very much for that comment.
Yeah, and Kev, can I just say to Kev, Mabdi, that I've not been called a boy for 55 years, so thanks very much.
It's 2023. We can't assume that you're no. Yeah, Mings. I don't know who Duran is. Dendonka, Traore, Irogbunam, Buendia, Moreno could be back. Yeah, this is just so they've got quite a few out there. I mean, it might be worth having a look and seeing what. Obviously, I'm sure we will be, and I'm sure a lot of the viewers will be watching the press conference tomorrow because the game is on Sunday.
I just don't like that comment. It's a factual comment and nothing against you, James, at all in the slightest. I just don't like that comment because it's probably true. There we go. That's definitely, I'm going to move past that one.
Look, I think it's just best in the interest of progress and the flow of the video and in the interests of that we just don't mention Mopé again. So, who do you think is going to start on Sunday?
Danjuma. Where it's going to be
Danjuma.
Danjuma, whatever. Not Mopé, but we all know that it is going to be Mopé.
Do you think it's going to be Mikolenko or Patterson? Sorry.
Mikolenko. Is Patterson free, available?
Sorry, Mikolenko, or it's going to be Ashley Young, or do you think Ashley Young will be further up? I don't know.
Hopefully Ashley Young.
Okay. Do you not have faith in Mikolenko?
No comment. Next question.
Okay. Nominate Robbie.
Nominate?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, because I've just shitted out the question, to be fair.
You're talking about Mikolenko?
Yeah. You have faith in him?
Right. I'm going to say it as it is. He is a young lad, isn't he? And what's going on in his head is possibly not right. because of the situation in his family, without getting into politics.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm trying to make the positive out the negative. I don't know how I'd play or whatever sport I was playing, knowing full well that your family are in a certain situation, and that's kind of where I stand on that one. So I cut him a lot of slack because of the predicament that he's in. So that's where I sit on that one.
Yeah, and I think it's we can't speculate on reality because I don't think we've seen moments of his potential as he was settling in, but even so, he's come, as you say, entirely unsettled. He's not had that certainty or peace or surety. So I do think he's one for the future. But if we could have signed a bit sooner, or anyone a bit sooner than until we were on our arse.
Should we start at the back then? Should we start at the back and work our way forward and see where we think? Because the centre back, the two centre halves is going to be an interesting one for me. That's kind of like a little bit of a debate.
Okay.
But we don't mention a certain player. Apparently, we're not allowed to.
I'm only messing. Right. Okay. It's Pickford. It's Pickford.
Yeah.
That's a clear.
Yeah.
Right. For me, Tarkowski. I mean, that goes without saying, but who'd you pair him with?
Okay, me personally, I want to see. I genuinely 1,000,000% want to see our Branthwaite. I see him as the next John Stones. He's the lad's got it. He's played abroad. We've loaned him out. We've loaned him out. If we don't play him now, I'm telling you, if I was him, I'd just say, I tell you what, Sean, I'm going, and tomorrow. So sort it. So I want to see him playing, and so for me, I want to see him I want to see Tarks showing him the ropes, and he's got the speed as well. He's got the agility. He's got the height. He ticks all the boxes for me. So I'm a big advocate of Branthwaite. That's my opinion.
Right, you can come on again, Robbie, because I want to see him make good. I can't guarantee that he will, but I think he's got the potential to. But yes, I would like to see him. I mean, look, football is a game of fine margins, and it's a game of deception. But ultimately, you don't. That I think transfers to the theory of how you get it with players. You don't get any reward if you don't take a risk. And leaving him on the bench and not getting him experience, no player develops without playing football. It's like a driving test. You can, in my opinion, is you can be confident and proficient enough to pass your driving test, but most of the real learning that you do in driving comes after you've passed your test and when you're driving on your own.
Yeah, no, totally. You when you learn to drive, it's past the lesson. But I just, as I say, I think I go back to the same comment that I'm sick and tired of this. Oh well, he's only 19, or he's only 20. He's only 30. He's only 31. He needs time. We're going to go. He's only like 38. He's still got a long time in the game left.
Leave Ashley Young out of this. Ashley Young and Coleman and Right. So,
in all fairness, Ashley Young is like a fine bottle of red wine, isn't he? Because he's matured well.
Totally.
He's still an amazing athlete.
But he's only 38.
Yeah, but some of the fans are going, he's 38, he's 38. I've got more of a chance of playing him at 62, but he's looked after himself, hasn't he? So we've only signed him for a year. And you know what? I'll shake his hand because he wanted to come.
Oh, again, I wouldn't dispute that, Robbie, and I totally agree with you. I'm only joking on that, as I say.
Yeah.
But I obviously just my humour is just off the scale sometimes.
He's like a fine bottle of wine. Yeah, I keep him in my basement. No.
Well, we don't want to know what you do in your personal life, Jan.
So okay, Ashley. I mean, I concede. It would be nice to see Branthwaite, but then again, if you're early on in the season, there's not. I know it seems daft because there's always points on the line, but it feels like there's not as much on the line when you've got 37 games ahead of you. Do you know what I mean? So it's almost like, yes, give him a run out now, and because we've had Godfrey, we've seen him play in pre-season. Branthwaite came on for about half a game or something, or give or take, and he was pretty good. So, yeah.
Right, you're in trouble now because right. Okay, so basically you're in trouble now. James has told you what. Basically, Ryan's probably going to come in and sack us all. To be fair, because
Right. Well, we've gone through that. Obviously, Everton have the same injuries. Coleman, McNeil, and Delhi is out. There's questions and rumours being raised about DCL. So that's that. We've run through Aston Villa's injuries. They've got Mings, Dendoncker, Traore, Buendia, Moreno, quite a few out.
Is this an Aston Villa preview? I don't know anymore. Is it? Is this the Aston Villa preview?
Yeah, but it's the start of the season, Mabsy. We've got to have a little bit of fun. We've got to give a bit of comedy, get these people to like and subscribe.
Is this an Aston Villa preview? But to be fair, Becky, I don't know anymore. I honestly don't.
But the thing is, we're smiling. We've had 2 years of grief. We're smiling, so that's
totally
positive.
Anyway, right. So it becomes the same question as last week. I'd play personally. I'm getting some stick in the comments, but I'd play Young because he's experienced. Tarks because he's proven and he's experienced. He's the number one. Keane can come on the bench if he doesn't, because we've got plenty. He seems to be okay, but he's had his confidence had a knock last year. But I would like to see Branthwaite and someone give him a punt. And I know people have given these different reasons. I don't. And at right back, do you want to see Patterson? Then it's got to be, I guess.
Yeah.
It does sound like a rhyme thing to do, actually.
Yeah. The less said about his open goal miss last week, the better. But Coleman wouldn't have missed that, is what has been said multiple times. I want to see Onana, Garner, and Gay, Decore, Iwobi, and
DCL.
And DCL. Yeah.
No, Malpai. I want to see Malpai.
That's mine.
If it's not DCL, I want to see Danjuma. That's it. So Pickford, Patterson, Tarkowski, Branthwaite, Young, Gay, Decore, Onana, Iwobi, Garner, Danjuma. Exactly. That team, Mark's team, was exactly what I said if DCL isn't fit.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Bloody hell. Right, match preview done. 30 seconds. Next week is just going to be...
So basically, quite literally, we've been on 48 minutes, and we spent 3 minutes talking about the Aston Villa preview.
Right, well, should it have took... How many minutes should it take?
Well, it should take an hour, Robbie, and we've not really discussed it.
We have discussed it. We talked about Aston Villa's state of mind, their previous result. We talked a little bit about what we go from last week in our performance and going into this game. How dare you say that?
Jan, the boss is on now. So obviously we've been discussing it for 50 minutes, Ryan, and we haven't at all deviated one bit.
Ask the public, see if they like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe 8 minutes then of Aston Villa preview, but yeah.
Right. So yeah, that. But Mark's comment there, that is pretty much my team. I would say that is if DCL isn't fit. If DCL is fit, the moment he feels a slight twinge or a niggle or an or the moment he decides to jump higher than 2 feet off the ground, he's a bloody glass cannon. Get him off and get Danjuma on. Bish bash bosh, job done.
Yeah,
and
but we know
on the bench and bring him on for 5 or 10 minutes. I want to see some excitement when we're 4 goals up. Come on, bring him on.
So we're going to go into predictions then.
Yeah.
What's wrong? I'm trying to be serious.
I'm going for Ollie Watkins to score first, and everyone's got their head in their hands, and then we go bang bang 2-1.
2-0.
Are we going for 2-0?
Malpai brace.
We'd all love to see it, wouldn't we? No, we would.
Sorry, run that by me again.
Malpai brace.
He's taking the mickey.
Right, from all of us that follow Everton, it's been a lovely video. No. I mean, honest to God, I tell you what, though, it would have been amazing if he'd have scored 50 seconds in, first game of the season, Mopé. Bang. Yeah, that would have shut everyone up.
I think we've been dead professional tonight. I mean, like, we're a proper, like, Everton channel, professional and everything.
Yeah. And Mabsy, why don't me and you, when we know he's going to play, put £5 on him to score the first goal, and then what we win, we'll donate it to Ryan's channel.
You know what, though, right? I'm deviating again. I'd never do this. When I was at university, my mate religiously put £1 on a Yakuba Yatrick. Every single game. Honestly,
I'm sure,
didn't
isn't
win
there
it,
somebody who puts a fiver on Michael Keane getting 2 goals a game?
So I don't know what odds you could get for a Malpai brace. Let me know in the comments.
Yes. If you have nothing better to do than to contemplate the sheer absurdity, go on a website, go on gambling. There are many betting websites out there.
Stake.com is quite good.
And stake.com are one of those, yes. And go and see what the odds are of Neil Mopé to score 2 goals in a single match. Not even a single year, a single match.
It's going to happen. It will happen tomorrow on Sunday.
It'll happen. It'll happen when we sell him.
Yeah, against us.
Yeah.
I'm going to go completely off the wall. No grounding and basis for this at all. I'm going to say 3-1. And I'm going to say, I don't know why, but I'm going to say Onana, Decore, and Iwobi.
All right, Stu, just obviously I don't actually think Malpai is going to get a race. It's just a bit of a laugh. So I'm not actually being serious on that. I do think it's going to be 2-1 though, 2-0 to us. I mean, is that me like smoking weird stuff as well? But I don't know.
Have you been confiscating it for your own personal 139?
Behave. Oh, don't say that.
Oh, sorry.
Anyway.
Oh.
Yeah. Anyway, we digress again.
Sorry.
No, it's okay. Hang on. I think. Okay, I've been told off again.
Oh, right. Yeah, but I mean, so you've gone for 2-0. Robbie, you've gone for 2-1 with an Ollie Watkins. Ollie Watkins taking the lead is not implausible, but you reckon that Everton away from home have the strength and resilience and fortitude to pull 2 goals back and to not capitulate and to take 3 points away from Villa Park?
I do, because I see another Brighton scenario on the horizon on Sunday. But we'll miss a couple as well. It'll just be like the Fulham game going, oh, put it to bed. But we get to 3 points and we'll be up in the top half of the table. That's my forecast.
I agree. We'll win.
I'm going
to do a live outside of Villa Park. And then I will come on for the post-match after the game. If we can get a signal. So yeah,
right. I want to say that after the last 2 seasons of flirting with relegation and last season, because I call last season the one that's just gone. It's like it's not quite last season because it was only a few months ago, but last year. Yeah, okay, so we got safety and we didn't finish. We finished 16th with 1 game to spare against Arsenal, which, we got completely destroyed. I mean, and then last season, a few months ago, we were against Bournemouth and we secured it on the last day. And I don't think I've ever felt like that as an Evertonian. I don't know, it didn't emotionally register with me as a kid in the 90s the same way it might with, I don't know, you, Robbie. But I think I'm worn out and fatigued. And it's almost got to the point of nothing will stop me loving Everton. and I don't want us to go down. But if this season starts to have a downward trajectory, I'll just sort of. It is what it is. Does that sort of make any sense?
Yeah, I totally get it. Totally get it. But we'll have to rally round, won't we? We'll have to look out for one another and find the positives again out of the situation. But it's not going to happen.
Right.
Yeah.
On that note, I think we need to wrap this up.
Yes, but a few people have mentioned as well. Is it 10:30 or 11 o'clock on Sunday morning? The women's FA Cup, the Women's World Cup final.
10 o'clock.
Okay, there we go.
Come on, England. Come on,
England. Yeah. So yeah, on that note, up the Toffees.
Up
Go on the
Toffees.
Lionesses. Thank you from me, from Mabsy.
Yeah.
And a thank you to Robbie for joining us.
Yeah,
and
absolutely, Robbie. Fantastic.
The new
Thank you
boy.
very much. Yeah, absolutely. I think so. So
look after yourself, everyone.
Take care.
Yeah,
got up the Toffees.
Up the Toffees. Thank you for joining us. Again, like, comment, subscribe, join us. We may well be doing a quick video tomorrow once the press has come out. We'll be doing a pre-match, post-match stuff on Sunday. I'm sure there'll be some coverage that mentions the Women's World Cup, but we go. Some predictions. 3-1, because I'm deluded and clearly I've been drinking. 2-0. 2-1. From Follow Everton. Up the Toffees. Thank you very much, everyone.
Up the Toffees.